The lobby of Marston Tower buzzed with the usual Monday chaos, heels clicking, phones ringing, coffee spilling. The elevator doors were closing when Victoria Hayes, one of the most powerful CEOs in New York, darted across the marble floor. She almost made it, almost, until she collided with someone. Hot coffee splashed, papers flew, and the stranger, tall, broad-shouldered, in a worn leather jacket, instinctively shielded her from the spill. "I'm so sorry," they both blurted at once. Victoria was used to people stepping aside for her, apologizing even when she was at fault. But this man didn't look intimidated. He just smiled, warmly, disarmingly. "Ladies first," he said, holding the elevator for her. Inside, Victoria tried not to notice the way his eyes crinkled when he smiled, or how he balanced a paper bag, a coffee cup, and a small pair of pink sneakers dangling from his other hand. "Rough morning?" she asked, nodding toward the sneakers. "You could say that," he chuckled. "My daughter's school bus broke down, so I had to walk her. She insisted I bring her ballet shoes in case she gets to practice after school." Something in his voice, gentle, patient, pulled at her. As the elevator climbed, they exchanged stories. His name was Daniel Brooks, a single dad working 2 jobs. She didn't know why she kept talking, but she found herself admitting things she rarely told anyone, that she sometimes felt lonely in her penthouse, that success wasn't as shiny as people thought. Then, with a jolt, the elevator stopped between floors. The lights flickered. "Oh, perfect," she muttered, checking her watch. She had a meeting with investors worth millions. But Daniel stayed calm. "Guess we've got time to talk." And they did, about everything. Childhood dreams. Lost loves. The way life surprises you when you least expect it. Victoria was surprised by her own laughter, real, unguarded. 30 minutes later, maintenance got the elevator moving. As the doors opened, Victoria felt different. She didn't want the conversation to end. "Wait," she said, pulling a business card from her bag. "Call me, if you ever need anything." Daniel smiled. "Anything, huh? Even for ballet shoe emergencies?" "Especially for those," she said, grinning. 2 weeks later, she was at the back of a small community theater, watching a little girl in a pink tutu twirl across the stage. Daniel sat beside her, their hands brushing. In that moment, Victoria realized something. She'd built an empire, but this simple joy, was what she'd been missing. Love had walked into her life not in a boardroom, but in a broken elevator with a single dad carrying pink ballet shoes. And she wasn't going to let it go. She didn't know when it happened exactly, but somewhere between the spilled coffee and the sound of his quiet laugh, Daniel had managed to make the noise of her world fade away. Days turned into weeks, and their encounters became intentional. A quick coffee before work. Lunch at a park bench. Sometimes, she'd catch herself watching him talk about his daughter, the way his eyes lit up, the care in his voice, how he made the simplest moments feel rich. One rainy evening, she found herself standing outside a modest brick apartment building with a bag of takeout. Daniel opened the door, surprised but smiling. "I thought you could use dinner," she said, brushing raindrops from her coat. Inside, the air smelled of homemade cookies and crayons. His daughter, Emma, peeked around the corner, shy but curious. Victoria knelt down, handing her a small pink umbrella. "For rainy ballet days," she whispered. Emma grinned, and in that instant, something unspoken passed between them. A bridge built without effort. Weeks later, Daniel's car broke down on the same morning Emma had her first big recital. Without hesitation, Victoria sent a driver, rearranged a board meeting, and sat in the front row, clapping harder than anyone. When the lights dimmed after the show, Daniel found her in the lobby. His voice was soft but certain. "You didn't just show up for Emma, you showed up for me." Victoria felt her chest tighten. No investor, no contract, no business victory had ever felt like this. She reached for his hand. I think I've been waiting my whole life to show up for the right person. And as the crowd spilled out into the night, they stayed there, fingers entwined, knowing they'd both found something far rarer than success, someone who made them feel at home, even in the middle of a crowded city. Because sometimes, love doesn't knock. It bumps right into you, spills your coffee, and changes everything.